Ah, what a lovely intro. What a lovely. Oh, my microphone has gone all funny. Hang on a minute. Bear with me a second. Once again, we have microphone issues, not grabbing very well when switching on the stream and being sat in front of my program. Anyways, good morning. I'm Spike. Hello, welcome to another self-taught Japanese in Rosetta Stone 3. So, continuing on in this series, this is video number 111, would you believe? It's all the same numbers, it's all the same digits. So to me, this is quite special. That's a little bit of the OCD rumination taking over. It's just a little bit the ADHD drivers behind that. Also, just liking things that match. Just to mention that at the top of this video. So for me, this video number 111, much like video 100, video 75, video 50, video 25, etc., all your markers when you're trying to reach goals, certain ones will mean something to me, and this is one that means something to me. Just because one, we're at 3 digits, and two, they're all the same. I never thought I'd get this far last year. But here I am. So, woo, go me, and the series. For me, I'm pleased with that. It shows the dedication and the motivation to continue and try and strive and achieve one's goals. And it shows that it is doable. So I'm hoping that that's coming across in this content, that you can teach yourself a language, even one as difficult and as far removed from English as Japanese is. Sat at home by yourself with a program. If you just put the time into it, even if it's only an hour or so a day, it all helps. It all builds. After all, the brain is built to communicate. It's built to understand and to, or at least try to understand someone's language, someone's speech, the way that they communicate and interact, whether that's through visual hand signals or whether it's through vocal sounds. So it is malleable in that way and can pick up a language pretty much at any time in your life, if you put enough effort and gusto and wherewithal into it. But also, if you've got enough of a common interest to want to take it in, the brain allows its neuroplasticity to sort of help you find the patterns and the structures in that language to be able to form some sense out of it. So, you think tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years ago when humans were starting to speak language, how else would they do it when everyone's speaking different sounds from different areas and such? Anyway, by the by, I've digressed. So yesterday I did the core lesson video, and today I'm moving into the pronunciation. So we've got the new one, the lesson 2 pronunciation module, and then it'll be followed by the lesson 1 repeat over here. So I suppose without further ado, I should probably crack on because I don't have a hell of a lot of time today. I've got a parents' evening. Say parents' evening. It's a review for my kid in school of where their targets are at for this term. So or from last term into this term for this year. And just sure I got that. So oh. Once again, the yawns have started. They're becoming a common feature of the stream as well. Just whenever I'm doing anything like this, it seems to be oxygen related. I need to steal all the oxygen in my room to keep myself fueled and ready to go to learn. Because again, I had a monster this morning. I had my coffee this morning. I'm not crashing. I'm fully awake. I've been doing things, so I should be ready to go. Which I am. So without further ado, let's begin. Before the microphone's set up, as always, I have my reference sheets. We've got the alphabetized hiragana there. I've got my sheet, as per usual, of my numbers and tenses. Fantastic. And again, we've got the third sheet with days on it. It's delicious, it smells, it's good, etc. We've got seasons, a couple of examples, and then down here we've got the new stuff I was writing out from yesterday's video, from video 110, which was about the positive for yoyo takusan and hodo takusan, which is the negative, which is does not and have as big as. Anyways, let's crack on with the microphone setup. Ichi ni san yon go. It did pick me up. Fantastic. So let's now see where I'm at when it decides to take over the microphone.
コンサート、こ、
Ko,
こ、ん、
n,
ん、さあ、
sa,
さあ、と、
to. Nice.
と、コンサート、
Concerto.
コンサート、
Now I'm just going to take sa with the double A because I've got sa without the dash on this list, but I don't have that, and I don't think I have ko. I do have ko. I have ko and ko. But yeah, so on the back of the alphabetized hiragana, this isn't alphabetized yet. This is just as I've come across them. I had sa, and I've just added sa. The end. Got a feeling we'll be in katakana today. You can see we've got hiragana and katakana here, and it's already given you at the bottom, so I might as well have the English on it. So speaking exercise for pronunciation. Here we go. Let's go slide 2 to see what we got.
サッカー、さ、
Sa,
さ、か、
ka,
か、サッカー、
saka, saka, soccer.
サッカ
I'm going to need to redo that because apparently I needed to say it faster. I was doing it at the same speed that the audio was presented. Nope, not fast enough. That's a little bit of a pain. Yep, of course it would mark me down because I wasn't quick enough. Naturally.
ー、サッカー、さ、
Sa,
さ、か、
ka, ka,
か、サッカ
saka.
ー、サッカ
There we go. So hopefully, I'm going to take ka down as well because I don't have ka. I have ke and ki. I have ko and ko. I don't have ka. So let's take ka. Sorry. Let's let's do that. And do that's ka, and then let's do that, and then that. Yeah. So much like at the top where I've done ke and then ke, and we've got sa and then sa. I've now done preemptive because we haven't got cut yet, so I've preemptively done it here. But I also think it's going to have the. This is going to be really hard to see, but I've done it with sat here. You can see this right here. That's the smiley face you see on the screen at the moment. This bit here, I've added that in brackets to sat because it wasn't here on my sheet, and apparently it is on the pictorial. So I've done the same with cat, but without encountering cat. But we've got car, which is dash. So I'm going to assume that this is what it will be based on what sat and ket are. Who knows? I could be wrong, but we will see when it's presented to me if my assumption is correct.
ー、ゴルフ、ゴ、
Go,
ゴ、ル、
ru,
ル、フ、
hu, hu,
フ、ゴルフ、
golf.
ゴルフ、
I'm glad I got that one correct. Do I have fu? No, I do not. So let's. I'm going to take got fu first, which is this and that. That's got, and then Foot is just it. Foot, go to foot. The golf. It's a slide we
テ
like.
ニス、手、
Te,
手、に、
ni,
に、す、
su,
す、テニス、
tennis.
テニス、
So we got te. We got ni. Do I have ni? I do not have ni. Ooh. Ni. And do I have su? I do. I do have su. I have su and su. We have tennis, tennis and tennis su.
ジュース、ジュー、
Jew.
ジュー、す、
Su.
す、ジュース、
Juice.
ジュース、
Let's bear with me a second. I am writing down Jew. Jew. And then we got sit. And we know Jew sit. So that's not so bad. Let's go to slide 6 to see what we got.
ドル、ド、
Dot.
ド、ル、
Root.
ル、ドル、
Doru.
ドル、
There we go. I've got dot. So just for reference, from cat, I've got, fit, te, ni, ju, and dot. So far, added to the list of the katakana that is known. Highly suggests and recommends that, again, on a reference sheet, whether it's A4, a notepad, whatever, that for alphabet purposes, it's worthwhile writing these sounds with the English either side. For reference and so that you can, outside the program, do a little bit of homework. Reference that, oh, maybe if I wanted to go over the sounds, I can. So I can remind myself of what the shape looks like for the kanji, the hiragana, the katakana, and what the sound is in relation. Right, let's move on to slide 7. Let's see what we have.
ユーロ、ユー、
You.
ユーロ、
Ro.
ロ、ユーロ、
You.
ユーロ、
And do I have ro? No, I've got ra. No, I haven't got ro. That's ro. And that's euro. Cool. Let's put number 8
ポ
in.
ンド、ポ、
Pot.
ポ、ん、
N.
ん、ド、
Dot.
ド、ポンド、
Pondo.
ポンド、
Let's take pot. That's not very interesting, is that one? Sorry, to across and the degrees. Pot. Lovely stuff. Not so bad for the pronunciation of this particular lesson, this particular module. That's not so bad. Let's go slide 8. What we got? Oh no, that was slide 8. My
Pondo.
mistake. No, we don't need to do you again.
ピンク、
Oh, we do now. God's
ポ
sake.
ンド、ポ、
Pot.
ポ、ん、
N.
ん、ド、
Dot.
ド、ポンド、
Pondo.
ポンド、
There we go. Let's go. Next
ピ
slide
ン
now.
ク、ピ、
P.
ピ、ん、
N.
ん、く、
Q.
く、 ピンク、
pink.
ピンク、
So I'm going to take the katakana for P and Q because I don't have those. Let's make sure we get this right. So that's P. And then we want Q is Q. Yep. Yep, make sure it isn't raining. Not washing out. Part 10, let's do it.
オレンジ、
Oh.
お、
Or
お、れ、
red.
れ、ん、
Mm.
ん、じ、
G.
じ、オレンジ、
Orange.
オレンジ、
We got have we got G? I think I have. Yeah, I do have G. Fantastic. Let's just clear that so anyone who's on the pause thing, the pause ting, as the youth say, on the video, you can see what we have here with the katakana alphabet for these particular sounds in this item. That's enough to capture pause. Right, let's go to the home screen. So now that's completed the pronunciation module for lesson 2. Fantastic. And then we always get the previous module lessons module. So here we go for the lesson 1 pronunciation repeating. Here we go.
チケット、チ、
Chi,
チ、ケ、
ke,
ケット、
to,
と、チケット、
chiketto.
チケット、
Which, again, we can see when I started writing the katakana, this is exactly where I started. Chiketto. Straight away, it was the first alphabet katakana that I started to write. So let's go to the seconds. Let's
サン
reverse
グ
to
ラ
see if
ス、
I've missed anything.
さ、
Sa,
さ、ん、
n,
ん、ぐ、
gu,
ぐ、ら、
ra,
ら、す、
su,
す、サングラス、
sunglasses.
サングラス、
Fabulous sunglasses. Let's move to slide 3. This is going to be a rather
ス
swift
ー
video.
パー、スー、
Su,
スーパ
pa,
ー、パー、スーパ
super.
ー、スーパ
Another good thing with the pronunciation module is when it breaks down words like this into the individual phonetics of katakana and hiragana, we're hearing how these words are pronounced in a slower time frame. So as a result, we can hear whether the cadence goes up or down in a particular part of the sound, whether it's truncated to short, whether it's k or s or so on and so forth. When it comes to certain words where, like, we would encounter a magic I, magic E in English, where it modifies how we pronounce the bit before it or the bit after it, or rather how it stresses the cadence in the word of the phonetic. Which is nice because it means that we're getting a little bit of a deeper look and understanding into how these sounds all work together, and we can start to build up a picture of which ones are the magic E sounds that make things a capitalized tense or tension or stressor in the middle of a word, whether we've got ch sounds or ugh sounds with the GH that we have in English, which obviously can also be f sounds. And so on and so forth. So we start to see similar patterns of how the Japanese language works in parallel to how English works with these different inflections. Let's go to slide 4 and see
チ
another
ョ
one.
コレート、チョ
Cho,
チョコ
ko,
コレ
re,
ート
to,
とチョコレート、
chocolate.
チョコレート、
Nice. Nice. We like it. Let's get halfway into the
ケ
repeat.
ーキ、ケー
Ke,
ケーキ、
ki,
キ、ケーキ、
keki.
ケーキ、
Very nice. Very nice indeed. Also, we can see we've elongated phonetics in the katakana or in the hiragana, I've noticed. When we get an individual sound like yasa, yasu, yugu, yura, etc., where it's a U or an A at the end, or in this case, an E or an I, your vowel ends. When it seems, from what I've noticed, it might not be always the case, but so far what I've noticed is in the hiragana or the katakana, when you've got double of a letter, that's the primary phonetic for the vowel, you'll usually find in the kanji or hiragana the difference between the individual, the single e for ke or the double e for ki, is this dash. So it makes looking at some hiragana and katakana, you're just doubling up and seeing whether it's got the singular letter or whether it's a double letter because it's got a dash, which immediately indicates how that sound is elongated. Makes sense to me. But it is a pattern I've noticed in writing hiragana and katakana, in making these alphabets, that a dash usually tends to denote the length of that last sound of the letter, of the phonetic, the cadence of the phonetic. So it makes looking at some of these a little bit easier to understand, because we can see that they're, that you can take the one bit and then elongate it with just a dash. Makes it means you don't have to necessarily take in 2 lots of kanji or hiragana or katakana, because you can condense. You can go, that's this particular start, and if I need to modify it, this is how I modify it. To elongate it, we use the dash. To change the inflection, it's usually the little apostrophes or speech marks. They generally tends to modify the letter itself, the sound of the letter itself. Or at least that's what I've noticed in the pattern recognition that this program teaches you with regards to this language and these pictorials, because there is a common theme that seems to only present when this occurs. So just be mindful of it, just watch out for it. Again, go back through the previous videos, you'll probably see the same thing. And come to roughly the same conclusion. Obviously, as I learn more, that the reasoning behind that, the knowledge behind that, will deepen, of course.
パン、パ、
Pa,
パ、ん、
n,
ん、パン、
pan.
パン、
Nice. Gotta love the bread. Everyone loves the bread. Let's go to slide 7. Let's see what we got.
コート、コー、
Ko,
コート、
to,
と、コート、
koto.
コート、
Do I have to? I don't think I have to. Koto. Where is it? Oh no, I do. It's right at the top. Of course it is. Chiquetto.
テーブル、テー、
Te,
テー、ブ、
bu,
ぶる
る、
るテーブル
テーブル。
テーブル
Excuse me. For example, we've just come across tear that we've just written down. Te. I didn't realise, hence the line, that I already had it here, and I'd already marked it with my diagonal slash, forward slash to know. Oh, I wonder if maybe without it, it's just te, not te, with the elongation. Lo and behold, that is correct. Slide 9, let's go.
テ
Te. And there it is
Te.
again. See?
レ
Re,
レビ
bi,
ビテレビ
terebi.
テレビ
Fantastic. Television. Look at that beast. Hard to find. See, that's how it shows you the age of the program. Look at that widescreen. Look how thick it is. And it's got speakers. Buttons, it's not smooth. Oh my god. The whole, look at the bezel. The bezel around the edge does it for me. That's how you know it's an old TV. None of this thin line, got no edges stuff. Wow. How far we've come. Let's go slide 10, final slide
ラ
for the
ジ
day.
オラ
Ra,
ラジ
G,
ジオ
O,
おラジオ
Radio.
ラジオ
Yeah, 39 steps, 39 correct. Fantastic. We love to see it. We love to see it. Well, I've managed to rather formally extend my my katakana today. This is where it ended. I've managed to write all of these and this side at the top too as well. Sorry that this backing, I've got it wet on this side, so it's come through. So it might be hard to see these guys here, but I do have 3 up the top here. Again, for reference. So I've managed to get a good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, 5, because I've already got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 today. Oh, unlucky number 13. That's not good. So 13 new katakana are currently now on the reference sheet, and we've completed pronunciation module lesson 2 and the repeat of lesson 1 for today's video. Again, the pronunciation stuff, there's not a hell of a lot to comment on, mainly because it's more of a doing exercise. So again, when it comes to watching the video and needing to do that exercise, obviously you can play through it once, listen to it, come along and speak with me, and obviously to repeat that section, it would be a case of just go back the 10 seconds or so that it takes to get through each of the 3 or 4 characters to then get the repeat towards the end, which is quite kind of good that it says the first thing, you can practice the first word, and then as it breaks it down individually, just again play along individually, speaking through each of those each of the sounds before it comes up with the conclusion at the end of the whole word, where it's practicing it. Now obviously for me, when I end up getting them wrong, obviously I have to repeat them. I'd suggest that sitting through that part of the video, you do the same. Obviously you're not going to have something sat there telling you that you're pronouncing it right or wrong, but my notes for these pronunciations would be to pay attention to the inflection, where the stressor is for each sound, so that when it's combined you are stressing up and down in the right way. This is where sometimes the program doesn't necessarily pick up my inflection, because either I'm being too Japanese accented in trying to replicate what I'm hearing in my headphones as the program's presented the audio to me, and obviously being on again, we can show you on this strictness setting, I'm on number 8 out of 10, so I am at quite a strict setting. And it is, I think it is for the most part picking up on those tonal changes, those pitch changes up and down for each individual sound, or for the ku when it becomes k, as in kutsushita, or oshite instead of oshite, things like that, where you get like the magic IEs and the U's, where they truncate and quieten and become just shit. They're like a breath rather than actually pronouncing the syllable of the actual letter in English. However, on the contrary, on the flip side, we also find, or I've experienced and has been documented in these videos, that the program will sometimes come at me and say, no, you're pronouncing that with too much of an accent. You need to pronounce these with more of an English, with more of your natural English inflection for me to pick up that you're saying the word in isolation for it to process that I've said the thing correct, which again, it's an old program. Speech recognition was only just becoming a thing in Windows, let alone in a language program. And you know, the language programs were expensive back in the day, and this is what 2009, 2010. They were chunky, expensive pieces of equipment because they had the best speech recognition, voice recognition in them. So again, shows you how far we've come from 15, 16 years ago with coding and recognition techniques and all the rest of it. But again, this program does sometimes drop the ball in not recognizing that I'm just replicating what I'm hearing. I'm sure you guys and girls can hear that too, and it will still go and mark me down wrong. So just be wary of it. I know that sometimes it's my tonality and pitch of where the stress of the cadence goes up and or down for various bits. That's fine. I'll accept that. And also sometimes I'm elongating the Q's instead of it being k, and the same with she, and when it should be sh, and so on and so forth. In those instances, fine. You know, I need to be more strict on myself and check myself a bit more, make sure that I am really nailing that pronunciation. But then there are other times when, yes, I've been frustrated, and the entertainment portion of those videos, I would say, but where you can hear I'm having to rinse and repeat myself until I've realized, oh no, I'm speaking with too much of an accent. The program wants me to speak it as an English person so that it can pick it up and mark me correct for actually saying it, which I think is a little bit disingenuous of the program when it's trying to teach you Japanese, and throughout most of the program, you're having to speak it as it is, and unless you get it spot on, it will mark you down. So there are a couple of instances where it's either side of the fence and it can't make up its mind, and until you get there, you won't know if it's going to catch you out or not. Which again, in those points in certain videos where I've done that, you can see that's what's happened and why I've made such a big thing about it in that moment of that video, and then highlighted it either throughout that video or towards the end. So just for playback purposes, for when it comes to the pronunciation stuff and you're practicing, obviously try to be a little hard and critical on yourself with wanting to perfect the pronunciation. Go by what the Japanese that's coming out of the speakers is doing, not necessarily what I'm speaking. Although in those moments where the program marks me down or says I've got it wrong, even though you may think I've got it right, I might think I've got it right, just listen to how I may have got it wrong and determine whether I did or whether the program's just a little bit skewed in how, like I've explained, sometimes it's so strict it wants you to have it spot on with the cadence and stuff, and even when you've done it, it's such a subtle out of bounds bit of it picking it up that it'll mark it as wrong, or it's incorrectly marked me as wrong in my eyes when I'm then having to say it in actual English, like rather than raggio, it would be raggio. You know, so differences like that where it's like it wants it to be in hard English and not like the slightly softened English with the actual cadence and inflection. So just something to be mindful of that I've noticed, because again, I'm finding these things out as I go through these modules, which you're then seeing on stream. So it is live. So yeah, it's just a couple of things to be mindful of. I'll always point them out. But it's also a good thing. It's got some, in my mind, a little bit of built-in error because then it forces you to redo it if you want that 100%, which is what I like. Anyways, I digress. That's today's video. That is pronunciation lesson 2 module complete, and the repetition of the core lesson 1 pronunciation module done. So that means that tomorrow will be vocabulary 2 and vocabulary 1 in the repeat for tomorrow's video. So that's going to be it for today. Thank you very much for joining, for watching and listening. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, or commenting if you have done so. As always, like, follow, share, and subscribe. Twitch.tv/xofficina or youtube.com/xofficina. If you find me on one platform, you'll be able to find me on the other because they both link to each other. Obviously, I stream this live and then I export this video straight to YouTube afterwards. Just point of note, the last 3 videos, or 4 videos, I think it was 106, 107, 108 and 109, yeah, 4 videos, I have had to temporarily remove on YouTube and re-upload, so I've lost the view counts on those videos and the comments actually on one of them for the comments that were made, so my apologies. But basically, I exported from Twitch to YouTube, and it decided to put them all out of order, even though I exported them in the correct order, which is a little bit of a pain. But hey ho, that's just the nature of Twitch's exporting protocol and how it works and links in with YouTube. So nothing on my end that I could do apart from perhaps maybe leave it to upload the original video fully until it's on my channel and then upload the next, but I didn't have time for that because my method is I do this, I stream it, I finish, I sign off, and as soon as I've signed off, I check that it's on Twitch and that it's ended broadcasting on Twitch, and as soon as it has, boom, export straight to YouTube, and then check my YouTube to see if it's going up and is being processed. And when that's done, I leave it until it's done and then go on to the next. But apparently that wasn't good enough this week. So those videos are currently temporarily unavailable on YouTube. You can still see them here on Twitch. That is only for today. I'm going to hopefully have that resolved by this evening. That's for today's video 111 on the 10th of February, which is Tuesday's video. So if anyone's coming to watch this video and sees or gets to the end of this and sees that that's not the case, don't worry, it was only for this day or for this particular time period, this sort of like 48 hours where I've noticed this issue and I'm having to rectify it for the channels. Right, so apart from that, that's me done for today. That is today's videos. I hope, again, as I've said, that you've enjoyed your time here and watching this video. Thank you very much for the support. For those who do follow, like, share and subscribe, your support is greatly appreciated. It helps not just me, but it helps my daughter as well. So you know, I'm happy that people are finding this useful, as has been the feedback, and I hope to see and hear from more of you soon. So yes, if you're going to share it to someone who you think will obviously enjoy learning Japanese, if that's something they want to do, or for someone who's interested but doesn't know where to begin, amateur, doesn't, you know, anyone who might be struggling as well to be able to find the resources to teach themselves Japanese if they find that they can't go to a teacher for budgetary reasons, for social reasons, for mental health reasons, anything like this, where someone might struggle to be able to access this kind of material and to be able to learn the language. Come learn with me. We can be idiots together. You know, I'm just showing that it's if you put in some time and effort and a little bit of motivation, and you use a resource that works for you, with a methodology that works for you. As you can see, I don't move on until I 100% each slide. It forces me to re-correct myself, and you know, I can make the mistake and then refix it. And it sticks. Again, we're here at video 111, and so far it's sticking, so it must be doing something right. Anyway, that's all from me for the 3rd time. So as always, take care, stay safe, keep sane, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.